is a Jenn-Air, and we are going to be fixing the upper cooling fan. So in this system you have two fans down here in the oven, you have a fan here in the microwave, but up here in the corner on the left hand side there is a cooling fan, and that is the one that's giving the error code. So today we're going to show you how to fix that, so stay tuned. So as you can see in the back of the microwave oven you have a fan blade right there. Then if you come down here into the oven, you can see that there are two. There's the upper right there, and then there's the lower right there. So you have two fan blades right there. Then you also have, there's a cooling fan, and the cooling fan is back up here. So to get to it, what you need to do is you need to take your Jenn-Air oven out of the wall, and then you have to take the top off, and you have to take the back off, and it's pretty easy to access. So what I'm going to explain here is how you get into the diagnostic mode. So on your oven, on the top control panel up here, you want to hit 3 buttons, they say in the instructions, within 8 seconds. What I found out is the best approach is to hit the light button, and the kitchen timer. It fails all the time when I try to use the microwave, the oven, or the setup menu. So if you hit the 2 light buttons and the kitchen timer all 3 times within 8 seconds. So let me demonstrate. So 1, 2, 3. And then this little window will come up here, this kitchen timer, and just hit the close button. And then you're in the diagnostic home page. So to check your system, you just hit the down arrow there, hit OK. And as you can see, my model number is JMW3430. And you can go down and you can gather more information, all kinds of information here. And so to go back, you can either hit the down arrow, or you can just hit your finger on the back button, and you're back in system information. There is exit diagnostic, there is system information, there is component activation, and then there is error diagnostics. And so we can, if you go into error diagnostics, that'll give you all the errors that come up as far as the history. We'll go back. So we hit the down arrow, clear error history, hit OK, then go all the way down to the back, and we'll go back to the main menu. And then if we go to exit diagnostics, then you're out again. So every time that you want to enter the diagnostics, just remember that you hit light, and kitchen timer, and just cycle through that 3 times, and then close out that window, and you're good to go. Okay, so we have, we have red, that's gone. There, and then what do you have over there?
Nothing.
Anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's just the back there, red, white, black. Okay. So this is the low speed cooling fan from Whirlpool Jenn-Air. Look how grody it is. We're getting speed errors.
That's the problem.
And probably gonna clean the fan itself, re-lube the bearings, and then clean the hall sensor, which is probably in here.
Where's the hall sensor in that?
I'm guessing it's in there.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we can take that fan off. See how that, what's all this goop right here? What is this stuff?
Well, that is probably bacon grease and other things from baking stuff.
I see there's a lot of dust too.
Yeah.
Still?
Is that the dirt?
Yeah. And then bring it off just a little bit so I can get the angle. Like, there's a little, okay, cool. So these little bolts right here, over time, basically, these nuts on the bolts will come loose. And then what happens is that one was loose, this one was loose, and then this piece of metal here was up against this. When it rotates, when it's spinning, So what you're looking at here is the cap that goes over the hall sensor. And this is the PCB board, and it's got 3 traces, I'm assuming positive, negative, and a ground. And then all the solder joints look pretty good. They look in good shape. And so just take a look at it and make sure that that looks good. So what's the overview on this? Like, it's all back together and looking pretty good there, Jeff.
Yeah, so we super cleaned the fan blades, put a little lube up here in this funky bearing.
Yeah.
Underneath here was a hall sensor.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, metal with plastic and little slots in the plastic. And Tim used a razor blade and basically cleaned up the slots in the plastic and cleaned the hall sensor itself, which is inside there. So that measures basically the RPMs of the fan. And I know it was measuring below speed because it was full of crud and heavy and grody. And in fact, some of the nuts underneath here were loose too. So the motor shaft inside its windings wasn't exactly
Nice job.
tidy either. So looks
Nice
good.
job.
Looks good.
Sweet. Do you think we should put it back?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
And you got everything in the back?
Yep, they're all secure.
Awesome. So we are. Whew.
And here we are powering up the first time after we put it back in the wall. Now it's all back together and we're on bake, and it is working.